What's up, Nauset High School?
We love Nauset! What's up, Nauset?
Hi, Nauset. Yeah.
Have a good school year, guys.
Welcome to Nauset News!
Hello. Welcome to Nauset News with Max Lang.
And Kylie Shelley.
I'll be doing the announcements.
And I'll be doing your lineup. Today we have your top story, Inside Chemistry with Matt Fisher, the High Five Student of the Week by Finn Riley, Talent Search reported by Kevin Amaru, Sports with Ethan Boyle and Will Casey, Things to Do by Thomas Schultz, Student Council will be done by Jordan Auer, College Notebook by Isabel Merle, The Special Report with Luke Meehan and Kevin Amaru, Health Tip reported by Artie O'Neill and Doug Bizzaio, Staff Profile by Emma Burke, and The Extra Story by Delaney Smith on climate change solutions.
Thank you. Firstly and most importantly, the animals at the Brewster Animal Rescue League are looking for donations. Anything from treats to towels will be accepted. Saturday, November 16th, Stony Brook Elementary is looking for volunteers for their indoor flea market. Volunteers will attend from 9 to 11 a.m. to help vendors set up. Volunteers can also help with the Turnip Festival on the 22nd and 23rd of this month. Make sure that you thank a veteran for their service on the week of the 11th. This has been the announcements and lineup. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Calvin Warren.
And I'm Matt Fisher, and this week we'll be talking about chemistry, and we'll be interviewing Miss Hepp, who is a junior chemistry teacher, about the recent project they just finished. Hi, I'm here with Miss Hepp to cover this week's top story about chemistry and the recent periodic tables projects that she and her students just finished. Can you tell us about the periodic table project?
Sure. So the periodic table project was done for National Chemistry Week, which happened to be the 22nd through the 27th. And it centers around National Mole Day, which my students don't know about quite yet, but my former students know all about the mole. Anyway, so we did a project about the periodic table. We've been learning in class about how the periodic table is more than just a list of elements and numbers and symbols and things, and that you can actually get much information from an atom's placement or an element's placement just by where it sits on the periodic table. So what we did was we did a project that related nifty things to the periodic table. And by nifty, I mean things that are a little bit more interesting than, say, elements, because those aren't always interesting. For example, one of my students did this beautiful periodic table of instruments. And what they did was they organized the periodic table from left to right by different instruments. And then what she did was in each family, because families are related to each other somehow, she had them progress in a way from early prehistoric instruments to present day instruments. And so you would see that these drums are related to some of these, but very different. And so as she went across, I believe she did it in terms of when they were first discovered or used in history. Very exciting. Another project that we did, or that we saw, was this one, which is fun. It's on Minecraft blocks. And I know that for me, I don't know anything about Minecraft, but this was organized by relative temperature of where these blocks are and the amount of strength needed to break the block. And I hope I'm saying that right, because again, I don't know anything about Minecraft. So this was really interesting. So all of the blocks in this one came from one area and it progressed. And it's actually quite visually pleasing as well to go from left to right. One of my favorites is this one on the horses. And without really even saying much, you can see how the columns have things that are similar, and as we go across the periodic table, they change slightly. And I really think that this is a nice representation of what I try to get my students to see on the periodic table when it comes to things like atomic radius or valence electrons, so that there is a gradual change left to right, but a definite connection between families or groups, top to bottom.
All right, thank you for your time.
Yes.
I'm Kellen Warren.
And I'm Matt Fisher.
This has been your week's top story with Miss Hep about chemistry and the periodic table.
I'm Thomas Schultz, and I'm here today with things to do on the Cape. As always, I'm going to start off with some movie recommendations. Halloween might be over, but that doesn't mean that there aren't any more scary movies being made for this year. For anyone who is a fan of The Shining, then you'll love its sequel, Dr. Sleep. The film follows one of our main protagonists from Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece of a psychological horror film, Danny Torrance, who struggles with alcoholism and still remains traumatized by the scary events that occurred in the Overlook Hotel while he was a child. And he hopes to have a peaceful existence. That is until he meets a teen named Abra, who shares his gift of the shine. And together they form an alliance to battle a cult whose members try to feed off the shine. The film received a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Anyone who's a fan of the Terminator franchise, well, I've got just the movie for you. And that movie is Terminator: Dark Fate. In this sci-fi action movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger comes back to his role as Terminator. The story takes place in New Mexico, where a newly modified liquid Terminator who arrives from the future to kill a young factory worker named Donnie Ramos. Also sent back in time is a hybrid cyborg human named Grace, who must protect Ramos from the seemingly indestructible robotic assassin. If you're a big fan of Terminator and Arnold Schwarzenegger, then this is the movie for you. That's it for movie reviews. Now let's move on to the actual things to do. Everyone knows that laughter is the best medicine, which is why you should see Artie and Doug, the funny pharmacist, one of the country's most popular and well-respected comedians. For those who don't know about Artie J, he's been prescribing comedy to audiences for decades. Also featuring A.I. Park and host Sean Carter. If you got a fever, then more comedy is just the cure. And the show starts at 8 p.m. on Saturday, November 9th at the Seacrest Beach Hotel in North Falmouth. For our next activity, I'm going to have to take you over the bridge and into Plymouth because the Thanksgiving Parade is taking place on Saturday, November 16th at 11 p.m. The parade begins on Nelson and Main Street and ends at Coles Hill, Carver Street at 1 p.m. Now I'm going to bring you back to the Cape and into Hyannis for the Sea Market Flea Market in the Cape Cod Maritime Museum, which takes place on November 16th from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. The flea market offers plenty of books, antiques, and fishing gear. That's it. I'm Thomas Schultz, and this has been your Things to Do.
Hi, I'm Delaney Smith, and I'm here with
Richard Ramsey.
And today we're going to be interviewing people on what they're doing to help prevent climate change and their climate change solutions. Personally, I've switched to using a metal water bottle instead of plastic, and I've cut down on my electricity use. What have you been doing?
At home, I do compost, so I save like banana peels, stuff like that for my garden.
That's really cool. Let's go interview some people.
And I'm here with Annika. So Annika, what are your thoughts on climate change?
I think that's a very real issue, and that we definitely need to start figuring out ways to produce more compostable materials. We need to stop polluting, we need to recycle. The earth needs a lot of help from us.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm here with
Gavin Rice.
All right, Gavin, what have you been doing to prevent climate change?
To prevent climate change, I have been carpooling with friends to reduce gas emissions.
All right, and that brings me to my second question. What's your opinion on climate change?
Well, climate change is a very big issue in the world. gas emissions, fossil fuels are polluting the air, and then the glaciers are going to melt. Who knows what's going to happen, but it's a big issue.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'm here with Ashton. So Ashton, what are your thoughts on climate change?
It is bad,
Yeah.
and I try to turn my lights off when to save electricity and stuff like that, help the climate.
All right.
All right, I'm here with
Josh.
All right, Josh, what's your opinion on climate change?
I don't like it. I don't think it's good at all. It's just terrible.
Yeah, all right. So what are you doing to prevent climate change?
I'm recycling more and carpooling with friends.
Yeah, that's really good. All right, thank you, Josh. All right, I'm here with Avery.
Cody.
All right, what have you two been doing to prevent climate change?
No, I've done a lot of things.
That's good. Avery.
I've done a lot of beach cleanups and
I'm Delaney Smith.
I'm Richard Ramsey.
Thank you guys for watching Nauset News.
Hello, I'm Drew Nauer here with this week's Student Council update. Currently, the Nauset Student Council is working on collecting toys for the Family Pantry in Harwich. At the school, the council is currently working on putting up a holiday tree with ornaments that have specific gifts needed on them. This will be located by the main office. They are also planning on doing a toy drive, and more information on that will become available in the near future. Additionally, the council is planning another Faculty Friday for the month of December, and a date will be set soon. It will most likely be December 13th. Finally, the council meets every Monday in N204. The next meeting is scheduled for November 18th at 3 p.m. Everyone is welcome. With any questions, feel free to contact myself, Jordan Auer, or Isabel Merle. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Nauset News. I'm Jordan Auer, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Hi, I'm Kevin Amaru on this week's special report, and this time we are featuring Emma Burke, who is making a very cool Spanish project. So Emma, how's Spanish class been going this year?
Spanish has been going really good. Miss Matheson is an amazing teacher, and the way that we have been learning in Spanish 3 has been by doing various exercises like projects.
You want to tell us a little bit about this project?
Yes, of course. So this project was based on somebody that you had to draw a picture of and write a little paragraph about that was dead or that died, and somebody that you admire and used to love. So I chose to do mine on John Witherspoon, who was an action movie actor, and he unfortunately has passed away, but he has always been an inspiration to me, and he's been one of my favorite actors in movies. John Witherspoon es el gracioso y amable y entretenido estrella de cine. Ellos en muchas películas de acción es extraño y esperanza, él es descansado pacíficamente.
For those people who don't understand Spanish, you want to explain what that means?
Yes. So basically I said that he is in a lot of action films, and he is funny and daring, and he will always be remembered in our hearts.
This was this week's special report with Emma Burke. We'll see you next week.
Hello, I'm Will Casey with
Ethan Boyle.
And this is your sports. Field hockey. The girls' field hockey team had an away playoff game on October 30th in a Division I South Sectional preliminary game. The girls fought hard, but unfortunately came up short, losing 2-1. The only goal for the girls was scored by Sophie Christopher. Good season, girls, and Cheryl Poor, of course. We are all very proud of you. Next, with football. The Warriors had a home playoff game on Friday, November 1st versus Dighton Rehoboth in the Division IV South Sectional quarterfinals. This was the first home playoff game in Nauset football's history, and they took full advantage of it, winning 28-21. Miles Perry had 2 touchdowns, so did Henry Blanchard. Playing well for the boys was Riley Bent, who came up with a really big stop on 4th down to win the game for Nauset. The boys will meet Plymouth South Friday, November 8th in the semifinals, and those results will be in next week's show. And now on to my best friend, Ethan Boyle.
Thank you. Boys soccer. The boys beat Walpole November 4th 4-0 at home for their first playoff game. The first goal came from midfielder Connor Cushing, followed by Shavar Champagne. Second half goals came from senior Sebastian Hendrick and Laird Parker. According to Coach John McCauley, our first every year is to win the league, to qualify for the tournament and challenge for the state title. Coach Lee Delaney from Walpole gave the Nauset Warriors an interesting compliment. He said, "Some teams rebuild each year, but Nauset reloads." The next game will be against seeded 8 Duxbury, November 7th. The results will be on next week's show. Good luck, boys. Girls soccer. The girls team played their first preliminary game on Sunday at home versus number 17 seed Hopkinton. They were down 1-0 in the first half. Then with about 10 minutes left in the half, Hallie Redmond chips the goalkeeper to make it 1-1. It stayed that way for the whole second half and went through 2 overtimes. Sadly, they lost on penalty kicks. Great season, girls. We are proud of you. Now on to boys and girls cross country. The Nauset boys and girls cross country teams will compete at their divisional meet on November 9th. The boys look to secure a spot in the top 4 teams to qualify for the All-State meet. Some of the boys who look to place high are Finn Riley, Jemiah Pranga, and Ben Carlson. The girls team looks to defend their Division 4 title this year as they are ranked top 5 in the state going into the meet. However, they did have a setback with their number 2 runner, Shaylin Risk, not being able to compete in the postseason. However, the team is looking for Abby Farrell, Izzy Nobley, and Ella Kelly to go after the top 2 runners from Melrose High School, who are seated just above the Nauset girls. Michaela Hutchinson and Rebecca Pranga will need to deliver stellar performances to remain at the top. I'm Ethan Boyle with
Will Casey.
And this was this week's sports.
Hi, I'm Kevin Amaru, and this week on Talent Search, we are here with...
It's cool.
And he's just the coolest guy ever and has so many talents. And today he's going to play basketball and dance to Jump Back and Kiss Yourself from Austin and Alley. So last year, as you may or may not know, Matt was the manager of the basketball teams. And you did a great job last year. Are you going to return this year?
I am. I was retired from basketball. So I was a kid. Playing basketball. My first shot, I made it. I was on the team a long time ago. And then now, I am going to play the team.
You're going to play this year?
Yeah, so I'm going to come back and travel for the team, and I'm going to come back and, yeah, happy to be here and happy to be healthy and for basketball and my life and, yeah, and, make for NBA. And
yeah, that's everyone's dream right now, make it to NBA.
Yeah.
Are you excited for this season?
I am. I love to play basketball as always. Yeah. My friend Kevin. But yeah.
Righty.
Water. Hey. Oh. Yep. Yes, sir.
Wow, Matt, you're really good at basketball.
Thank you.
No problem. So you had another talent. That was dancing, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna dance to Jump Back and Kiss Yourself today, right?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy dancing?
I do. Yeah. I started dancing when I was a kid. And now I'll go lessons by myself. Teach myself how to dance. And the thing to dance. We do fancy. And yeah.
So you've been doing it since you were a kid?
Yeah, so I taught myself. I was a kid, and I'm getting better, and yeah.
All right, let's see it.
All right.
Nice. Oh. Oh, wow.
So that was this week's episode of Talent Search on Nauset News with Matt Monroe. You're awesome, by the way. That was pretty neat.
It's actually Matt Monroe. He's the one.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week.
Hello, everyone. I'm Artie and Doug.
And I'm Doug Bazile.
With your health tip of the week.
On this week's health tip, we will be talking about the benefits of good posture and how to achieve good posture technique. Some of the benefits of good posture are as follows. It helps decrease the abnormal wearing of joint surfaces, which then decreases stress on ligaments holding the joints of the spine together, improving the flexibility of the back, while also decreasing any normal back pain. Another benefit of good posture would be the correcting of the physical appearance of the torso, helping not only looks, but creating good muscle flexibility as well as a balance of muscles on both sides of the spine, further preventing any sort of back pain.
With all these benefits, it is hard to deny that learning good posture will positively impact your life. So, how do you achieve good posture? Well, start by keeping your feet flat on the floor and try to avoid crossing your knees or ankles. Maintain a small gap between the back of your knees and the chair, and have your knees around the same height or a little lower than your hips. Relaxing your shoulders is also very important to having good posture, but most of all, proper back posture is crucial. Keeping your back straight and against the chair, with your head straight as well, will help to maintain great posture. Also, a break every 10 minutes or so is a good way to keep your posture looking great. Doug, did you listen to anything I just said? Oh my God. Your posture is all wrong. You'll kill your back doing that. If you don't start now, your bad posture will last you forever. So please, start good posture early so it'll last you for ages.
I guess you're right. I don't want to have any lasting back pain when I'm older. Fixing my posture should help me out a lot. Well, that's the end of this week's health tip. I'm Doug Bazao.
And I'm Artie and Doug.
Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Will Campbell, here with my good buddy Connor Cushing. Connor is this week's High Five Student of the Week thanks to a great performance in Monday's playoff game against Walpole, highlighted by an opening goal in the 4-0 victory. Thanks for being here, Connor. Can you walk us through that goal and what happened to get on the board with the 1-0 lead?
Yeah, so Anthony took the corner. Anthony Lavati took the corner. The ball came down to me. I headed it across, trying to set one of my teammates up. They ended up saving it, and they couldn't clear it off the line. It was bouncing around a bit, and then the guy cleared it off my knee, and it went in. It's kind of lucky. Yeah.
Needed sometimes.
Yeah.
Who from your team has impressed you the most so far this year?
The most surprising player who's played better than I thought they would have is probably Chris Pomba. He's been very good and very helpful off the bench for us. I think our best player all around is probably Spencer or Jack Avalek. Yeah.
What were some highlights of the game in general for you and the team?
Well, definitely all 4 goals. Yeah, just when their first time out, they kind of settled us down and took the adrenaline out, so we kind of could control the game after that.
Awesome. What are some of your individual and team goals for the rest of the year?
Team goal is definitely winning a state championship. It's always a goal. And probably individual goal is I would like to score another goal before the tournament ends.
Sweet. Next up, you play the 8-seeded Duxbury. How do you feel about that matchup?
It'll be a good matchup. They're pretty good. They have a lot of freshmen on their team. I saw them earlier this year in the preseason tournament that we played in. We tied them. We should have won. We dominated the game. Yeah, we just couldn't finish our chances, but we've done a lot.
Hopefully they go in this time.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for being with us today, Connor. You did a great job. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Emma Burke with Mrs. McCulley, my video tech teacher, for this week's staff profile. If anyone knows Mrs. McCulley, well, you know she's a very cheerful and uplifting person, and she can put a smile on just about anyone's face if they're having a bad day.
Thanks, Emma.
You're welcome. So, Mrs. McCulley, let's dive right into it. What town are you from?
I live in Eastham.
That's great. Could you tell us a little bit about your family?
Sure. I actually grew up in East Hampton, Massachusetts, out in Western Mass. And there were 4 girls in my family, so just a house full of girls. We were all competitive swimmers. One sister was a diver. And I have a son, James McCulley, who went to Nauset, graduated a couple of years ago, and I'm married.
That's awesome. Everyone knows you as being extremely active, and I'm pretty sure everyone at school knows your son, James, as well.
Thank you, Emma.
So what exactly is your job title?
Well, I am the video teacher, and so I have various video classes that I teach. I have intro levels, honors, and I also have sports production classes. And then new this year, I'm actually co-teaching with Miss Weeks in your outdoor adventure class. And I produce a new show this year. I always have my camera around, as you know. You've been the star of the show. we do Fit TV, and so that's been interesting this year, hasn't
And
it?
it's really great because everybody gets to be incorporated in front of the camera when it's in gym class, so everyone gets like the active aspect of it, and everyone gets to socialize too and be able to be a part of that, which is great.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it this year. Something
Me
different.
too. It's fun. Do you enjoy working with high school students and getting to teach them about video production and everything that you get to teach them about?
Yes, so it's the best part of my job, working with these young kids. It's fun. They test me every single day. They keep me young at heart, and I'm on them. I know how they work. I know how they think. Certainly helps that I, have a teenage son, but I've been coaching at Nauset since 1992. So I have you guys figured out. So yes, I just love, working with you and doing fun things and getting you to work hard and use your creative minds.
Everyone really appreciates you and everything that you do for us. I certainly have loved to have you as a teacher since freshman year, and we're still here. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit about yourself and your job with us. This has been this week's staff profile with Emma Berg and Mrs. McCulley.
Hello, I'm Isabel Merle here with this week's College Notebook. Today we'll be talking about some of the best colleges in Western Massachusetts. Ranked number 1 in liberal arts colleges by U.S. News, Williams College is a great college for studying biology, economics and business, and political science. With a 17% acceptance rate, Williams is a very competitive school. Located in Williamstown, Mass., Williams seems very isolated, but the great community within the college makes the school feel very connected. Over 100 college groups and organizations are offered at Williams, creating a close-knit campus. College students often spend time in the downtown area of the campus, where there are shops and cafes. Outdoor activities are very prevalent on this college campus. Hiking, biking, and skiing are all common activities that Williams students participate in. There are even many classes that offer these activities. Hampshire College is located in Amherst, Massachusetts. With a 63% acceptance rate, the school is moderately average. It has an undergraduate rate of 1,300 students, making the class sizes fairly small and the faculty to student ratio 1:9. Common majors include video production and cinematography, fine arts, and creative writing. Students who attend Hampshire College tend to be artistic and creative and enjoy the natural beauty of their surroundings. With over 70 student groups, Hampshire College really believes in immersing its students in the college community. They also offer many outdoor recreation programs and opportunities to spend time outside. This school is a great choice for a student interested in a fine arts background and for someone who enjoys nature. I'm Isabel Merle, thanks and have a great weekend.
What's up, Nauset High School?
We love Nauset!
What's up, Nauset?
Hi, Nauset. Yeah.
Have a good school year, guys.
Welcome to Nauset News!